Alright, so, Stuvik fans. It's been kind of a rocky season so far. We've started the season 3-7 through our first 10 games. Um, Although it should be 4-6, I lost a save, and unfortunately, when I simulated back, even though we won the Thunder game, it showed up as a loss, which was quite sad. We have been on a 4-game losing streak. And I guess I should premise this with what it is this is my first update video. This is a team of players with friends and family in real life. I have their first names down as their last names, just so you can see easier on the court. We have a variety of players here, of course, with Nicholas being our tallest player. He has been crucial to our success. We have had a few new additions lately. We needed some end of the bench players, so we added in Alistair. Probably a little bit bigger than he is in real life. 5'4", 145, definitely not that big. Then we added Tadius. He was a quick add as we needed 14 players, and so Tadius was added in. You might see him at the end of the bench. We've had to do some adjustments. I've been messing around with Nick's tendencies. For a while, he wasn't really shooting mid-rangers, so I adjusted his shot mid-range to around 94, and adjusted some of his mid-range stats. Our plan here is to hopefully keep going. I've been messing with the rotations, as we've kind of had some problems facing opposing teams. Luckily, most of our guys are on fire right now. Blair has been absolutely popping off ever since I made some adjustments to how he plays. Lucas has been doing a good job game managing. Shane, still very reliable in the post. Denton making plays. Nick is coming into his own. Unfortunately, this hasn't been translating to wins. Hopefully we can start getting those wins soon. I'm off the bench. I've been throwing in some more minutes for Jamin. Him and Denton will be switching over the course of the season, the starting spot, as Jamin gets a little bit more tired, even though he probably is a little bit more skilled overall in the starting lineup and is a better rebounder. A little bit worse shooter, but that's okay. Nick will occasionally be replaced by Drew, who, by the way, is my favorite player on the team. Absolute bruiser at 6'4". Occasionally, when we have a good matchup at center, Drew will probably start just to give Nick some rest. Isaiah's been playing well. He was attacking the rim a little bit too hard and ending up with stat lines like 2 of 11, which isn't really like he is in real life. He's more of a perimeter-centric player, likes to just patrol the perimeter. His shooting probably could do better. I think, what is he shooting right now? Oh boy. He is shooting... Okay, he's only shooting 27% from 3, which is quite atrocious. And he should be shooting better. Hopefully we can start to get him some more looks. He's been shooting very well from the free throw line, 90%. Hopefully he can keep that up. Jarrett and Abel, they're kind of our backup small forwards. They're not a great answer there. Jarrett provides some defense. Abel's a little bit better at offense. It's kind of just hit or miss how good they are on the night. I adjusted some lineups. We've got some tall lineups, some quick lineups, some defense lineups. Really the goal here is to just keep everybody healthy, keep them... As we can see here, there's been a lot of injuries. As far as standings go, we are currently bottom of our division and bottom of our conference. Hopefully we can start to turn that around. It's still very early in the season. We're kind of finding ourselves as a team. We also just signed a new coach, as our coach wasn't very good. The front office decided to fire him, and instead we have Ron Holmgren. He is an A+ offensive coach, A+ defensive coach, and A+ potential. He's going to be a fiery guy on the sidelines, yelling at all of us, making sure to keep us in line. We really just needed better coaching after some atrocious rotation calls early in the season. As far as how we'll just keep this rolling, I'm just going to continue adjusting minutes, trying to just base up off of matchups. You know, we can look at this game. We can see that we probably can start Lucas, we can probably start Shane. Blair will have a nice time against Wilson Chandler. If Nick is feeling a little bit tired, maybe we could even start Drew to match up against Zubac. And so I'll just be kind of going matchup by matchup, adjusting minutes, seeing how I feel. It's still a long season ahead of us. We've got plenty of games to play. We're going to be hoping to make playoffs. But yeah, that's our little update. As far as team stats, let me just go look at the season stats here. And player stats. Currently, right now, Shane is averaging the most points per game at 9.7, which adjusts to around almost 20 points a game. He followed quickly up by Blair. Blair has been rising up, and Nick has also been rising up. Isaiah, you'll probably see a little bit of a drop, as he won't be diving in as much, getting as many free throws. He'll be shooting, hopefully, a better percentage, so maybe he can keep around that 6 points a game mark, 12 points off the bench. Jamin has been providing a steady almost 10 points per game. Denton an almost steady 8. Just kind of some nice scoring to supplement the starting lineup. Drew, absolute bruiser, getting about 3 points per game. Lucas, our starting point guard, hasn't been scoring as much. However, he has been contributing in other ways. So we're still very happy to have him as our starting point guard. Rebounds per game, obviously, going to be Nicholas. He's leading in every category, defensive, offensive. It's no contest. Blair actually second, which is kind of surprising. Actually, you know what? It's not that surprising. Blair's pretty dominant on the boards. Assists per game, Lucas currently leading. Actually, a little bit surprised to see that, but in retrospect, it actually makes perfect sense. I was expecting maybe like Isaiah or maybe even like Blair. But Blair does come in second, with Cedric third, and Shane fourth, Nick fifth. Steals per game, Nicholas is actually averaging 0.7 steals per game. Denton up here as well, no surprise on that, with Blair, Lucas, and Isaiah following. Blocks per game, none of us are getting a ton of blocks. It's actually Nicholas and Cedric, closest to the top. Turnovers per game, Isaiah, that's pretty standard. He's averaging about a 1 a game. Hopefully he can kind of keep that in check. That's quite a few. As far as field goal percentage, well, Lachlan actually is at the top, followed by Jarrett and Abel, probably because the only time they are shooting is when they are wide open. That's hilarious. So all the Helmses, we've got all the Helmses at the top of our shooting percentage. Nicholas coming in fourth, made sense. He's doing a lot of the around the rim, open mid-rangers. Denton, kind of surprising, but you know what? He's a good shooter. Not too bad. Blair, all-around superstar. We need to maybe get some of these percentages up, because you start to get down here. Shane's only shooting 38%. Definitely need to get that up, as well as Drew, Lucas, Jamin only shooting 35%. Cedric only shooting 23%. That is atrocious. Besides that, 3-point percentage, we're not shooting too many threes. Denton is shooting 100% from 3, probably only has, made 1? Yeah. Blair, averaging the most free throws, makes sense. Going in. Blair actually shooting 100% from the free throw line. Minutes per game, Blair, Shane, Nicholas, Denton, Lucas, makes sense. They're the starters currently. Blair averaging the most minutes also makes sense. Nick is probably getting a little bit worn down with that 14.4, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's basically all the stats. We can see team stats here. We're all the way at... Oh, never mind. Okay, yes. For points per game, we are at the bottom. We are 46.7, which is the league least. However, we are one of the best defenses in the league as well. So hopefully we can use that defense to supplement our points per game. Hopefully we can get that scoring up. We tend to go on kind of cold streaks. I think that's it. The Vancouver Stutvich, sizable Stutvich, had a tough first 10 games. We'll have another recap in another 10 games. The team is starting to gel a little bit more. Hopefully my goal, hopefully we can get back up to 500 or close. I just want to win the next 10, whether that's 6-4, 7-3, and yeah, we'll provide another update. So yeah, guess we'll see you soon. We're playing the Clippers next. The next 10 games you can see here: Clippers, Lakers, Spurs, Nets, Lakers, Pacers, OKC again, and as well as the Bulls, the Jazz, and the Timberwolves. So I will provide an update right before we play the Mavericks. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Peace out.